Do you ever doubt yourself, your motives, your desires, your instincts, your impulses? And do those doubts lead you to berate and belittle yourself? Today, I want to talk about the spiritual wounds relating to our bodies, our flesh, and how these wounds may have been planted in our hearts and minds. There's a well known phrase attributed to Yeshua himself. When he asks the disciples to wait and watch with him in the Garden of Gethsemane, they fall asleep. And he warns them to stay awake, for the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. What are we to take away for ourselves today from this saying? In other passages in Christian scriptures, there are references to the conflict between our spirits and our flesh. They paint a pretty bleak picture. Galatians 5:16-17 says, "Walk by the Spirit, and you will not gratify the desires of the flesh. For the flesh desires what is contrary to the Spirit, and the Spirit what is contrary to the flesh. They are in conflict with each other, so that you are not to do whatever you want." We're told that our flesh is our weakness, that it is in conflict with our spirit. In another verse, we're told, "For I know that good itself does not dwell in me, that is, in my sinful nature." Romans 7:18. If you believe these verses, then there is a constant conflict between our bodies and our spirits. I personally no longer claim the fall approach to the creation story, so I can continue to claim that God created and it was good, including all of human beings. The weight of these teachings that the flesh is weak and in conflict with our spirits can create so much guilt and shame, so much distrust and suspicion, so much self-judgment and false humility. I prefer not to create such a duality in my understanding of what it means to be human. We are flesh and we are spirit. These two sides of us do not need to be pitted against each other as enemies. Isn't it possible that they work together? The body is, after all, our vehicle for moving around and doing good deeds. It's how we help each other. It's how we help ourselves. It is the means by which we perform all acts of kindness. We each have gifts that we use our bodies to express and lift ourselves up and those around us. Sure, we mess up from time to time, but I hope that we can learn from our mistakes and forgive ourselves when we screw up. If we hold that we are basically good, then we have a greater freedom to be good, to choose the high road, to encourage and lift up, to give our spirit an opportunity to express itself in the world through our bodies. I invite you, as you go about your day-to-day routines, to remember that everything you do is an expression of your spirit through your body as they work together to express yourself in the world. And when you fail, it doesn't mean you're evil or unlovable, just human.